great NCAA basketball season has come to a close, and it was done in dramatic fashion. For the fifth time in his storied coaching career, Mike Krzyzewski has led the Duke Blue Devils to the NCAA title, and it was a good nail-biting game down to the wire like everybody hoped. The thing is, even though Krzyzewski, I have a lot of respect for you, I was hoping the Badgers could win it. It would have been the first time since before Pearl Harbor was attacked that Wisconsin would have won the national title in basketball, especially because they're led by one of the best big men to come along in years, Frank the Tank Kaminsky. But alas, for the fifth time the Duke Blue Devils win the NCAA title, and to Wisconsin, that was one heck of a run, and you should be proud of yourselves. But I am not proud of Aaron Harrison. He showed the personality of his dumb coach, and you know who I'm getting at. Good old John Calipuk, who the voters for the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame was found was worthy to be inducted into Springfield. That's beyond me. I mean, the guy's done nothing but trouble. Yeah, he's led UMass. Yeah, he's led Memphis. And now he's led Kentucky. But look what's happened to UMass and Memphis when he left. Those programs were in a total shambles. Calipari does not belong in the Hall of Fame. And a couple of the others who got inducted, JoJo White, Lisa Leslie, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Calipari, I don't think so. And Aaron Harrison showed a reflection of how Calipari influences his kids, especially saying that nice little slur about Kaminsky there. You know, you don't call him that name that they usually, disparaging name they usually give to Polish people. You know, you should be proud of the fact that Kaminsky outplayed you. Well, I got a thing for you, Mr. Harrison. How about you have a pierogi or a pashki? You know, maybe then you'll eat some crow and maybe you'll give some to your dumb coach. But you know, Kaminsky, he's one of the best people to come along in a while. And what a nice run there by Wisconsin. But alas, it came up short. All I'm saying is congratulations to Krzyzewski. It's his fifth national title. And I'm going to go from Duke winning the national title to now their rivals, who are now having a tough time. Yeah, it's been a dark week for Syracuse. Two of their players have decided to transfer. One of them's going to LaSalle down in Philadelphia, and the other's going to IUPUI, which, if you think about it, is Indiana University of Purdue University in Indianapolis. Boy, that's a mouthful. And also, Chris McCullough, who absent-mindedly is deciding to turn pro. He only played half a season before he injured his knee. How do you think that it makes him ready for the NBA? Yeah, he might be a second-round draft pick, but he's going to wind up where Tyler Ennis and a couple other SU grads who left before they should have are going to wind up in the D-League. McCullough, you should have stayed. Yeah, probably that whole thing with SU getting these sanctions put on them probably influenced your decision. But you know, you shouldn't make an absent-minded decision like that, McCullough. You weren't ready. And also, we lost Thomas Bryant to Indiana University. He decided to commit. So guess what? That's those sanctions that were going to take effect for Syracuse maybe take effect this year. We're only going to have 10 players on scholarship. Maybe it's time, maybe a year, albeit a year early, that, you know, Boeheim is going to start working to see how he can make this work. Let's hope he can make it work. We've only got 3 more years. Boeheim, you can do it. I trust you. And also I have to say about SU football spring game. Boy, if there was any more vanilla there, I would have requested that we have chocolate. They didn't really show anything, really spectacular. It just showed that the defense is going to be pretty good. But of course, the offense, they don't show a lot of wrinkles in a spring game anyway, to tell you the truth. And Schaefer, I admire your enthusiasm, but we gotta do better than 3-9. Albeit, a lot of your stars were injured, but that shoe's gotta be better than that 3-9 record suggests. They moved the season opener to the Friday night there when they play the Rams of Rhode Island. Plus also, LSU comes to the Dome. That is gonna be a big measuring stick for the SU football team. But I do have to say kudos to the SU ticketing office. That 7-game package for $99, albeit if it is in the second row in Touchdown Town. But 7 games for $99, you gotta admit, that's a hell of a bargain. Well, thing is, the football game kind of showed defense may rule the day again. But hopefully Terrell Hunt can get back to the form that he showed when he led SU to the bowl game 2 years ago. Hopefully he doesn't go punching anybody and get himself kicked out of the game. Because SU could have been maybe 2-10 instead of 3-9. And last but not least, even though I know it was a practical joke by a lawmaker, don't say something that you want to introduce legislation to have New York change the names of its Finger Lakes. Yeah, you gotta be more directionally functional. Although that seems to be a big problem with today's generation. They don't have a good sense of direction. Hell, I know you were looking to go to somewhere along Cayuga Lake, to one of the wineries. Kudos for you to come into this area to partake in the great tourism, the agritourism, if you want to ask me, because look at all the great wineries we have to offer. But you got lost. Boy, did you get lost. You wound up in Penn asking for directions to Cayuga Lake, when instead you were right on the tip of Cuca Lake. To paraphrase the shape of Cuca, why did you end up in Penn? Because you have no sense of direction. But don't make something like that to say, hey, I want legislation so New York changes the name of its Finger Lakes. Bull. You don't mess with New York history, buddy. Those names came about because of New York history, especially our history with the Native Americans, the Iroquois Nation. Hell, I would call them Canisius, Hemlock, Honeoye, Canadice, Canandaigua, Cuca, Seneca, Cayuga, Owasco, Skaneatlas, Otisco. Did I leave any out? No, I don't think I did, but I would still call them by those names. Hell, you might as well have introduced legislation to change Chautauqua Lake, Onondaga Lake, Oneida Lake, or maybe Susquehanna River or Mohawk River. In other words, buzz off. We don't need some federal person telling New York what to do about naming its national treasures. But while I'm on the subject of New York, hell, it looks as though Cuomo was thinking about maybe running for a third term already. Just what we need. More BS here in New York State. Hell, he's already ruined a few things, especially the Common Core and the SAFE Act. Of course, he may be exploring a way to run for president. Hell, do you think he's going to want to do to the nation what he's done to New York? We'll rule it unconstitutional in a heartbeat, Cuomo. Good riddance. And the truth is, I want to tell people, come out to Seneca Falls this weekend. Antonio Veracali Day is this Saturday, the day where we honor the Italian emigre who gave his life so somebody would live, and whose act of heroism inspired one of the scenes in It's a Wonderful Life. It's a great day to honor a great hero. Antonio Veracali Day this Saturday in Seneca Falls. And to tell you the truth, this is it for me for this season. This is the finale for season 6 here of Kenny's Two Pennies. I'll be back with a show to talk about Buffalo's draft picks in a few weeks, and maybe a show if Syracuse can make it all the way to the Final Four in men's lacrosse, where they should be, and hopefully John Desko can lead them back. But until then, this is Ken Haas saying ta-ta for now. See ya.